Welcome to the Alabama Bass Trail South Division pre-tournament meeting for the Alabama River Fourth Stop, the Alabama Bass Trail South Division. I'm Kay Donaldson, the director of the Alabama Bass Trail. John Simpson is here alongside me. This has been pre-recorded for your tournament at Prattville, so should weather change things, we will do another video for you, but unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town on Monday and unable to do this actually live. So we are going to pre-record this. I do want to say a thank you to the City of Prattville, to the Parks and Recreation Department, Russ and Kelly. They do a phenomenal job in helping us with transporting you guys to and from the ramp and getting you parked and all of those things. So I do want to say a thank you to them in advance, and also a shout out to the City of Prattville for being our host this week. Also, I want to also congratulate again Josh Chapel, Paul Davis for their win on Logan Martin Lake. They took home over $25,000 and had to feel pretty good to be able to do that. So congratulations to them. They not punched their ticket to the championship later on in October on Lay Lake. Also recognize your current Anglers of the Year through 3 tournaments. That's Mark McKegg and Tim Hurst. They have a 17-point lead over Tyler Malone and Cade Law. So points race is getting important. Just a reminder, we will publish all of the championship qualifiers after the last tournament. Give us a day or two to kind of figure those out, simply because there are a number of double qualifiers, not only through just the winners and the people that are in the top 75, but there may be some couples teams as well as high school teams that may double qualify. If a high school team does double qualify, they qualify in the high school division first, and then we would bump down one place in the regular series. And the same as with a college team or with a couples team. They qualify in that specific division first, and then we bump down in the other division. So just wanted to clarify that before we get to the end of the year. Also, if there is a tie for the place that we get to, let's say it's 81st place, we will look at those 2 individual teams. We will add up their weight, and the team with the highest weight at the end of the year would be the team that would go in that spot. Both teams would not earn a way to the championship. So that's how that works. Anything before October the 1st, we will allow other teams to come in if other teams back out. After October 1st, no teams will be added to the roster. So for those of you who are looking forward to the championship, that's just kind of how we do things here on the Alabama Bass Trail. And I wanted to just remind you as far as that goes. I do encourage you to listen to this broadcast all the way through, as we will be going over all of the logistics of the tournament, how boat check will work. This is a little bit different because of the boat ramp that we're using is a very steep boat ramp. It is a very long entrance into the park. We do not need you blocking the area if you are trying to rig your boat. Again, there's very little concrete parking at this location, so a number of you will be parked in the grass. That could be sketchy a little bit if we have any rain leading up to this event, but we will take care of that closer to the tournament. Again, this has been pre-recorded. Before we get started, I am going to just remind everybody that PFDs are always, I want to cover this. I've seen some things going on social media as to what a tournament director deems tournament hours. We deem tournament hours from the time you launch your boat to the time you pull your boat out of the water. Once you pull your boat out of the water, you're on your own time. But from the time you launch your boat to the time that you pull your boat out of the water, you are on Alabama Bass Trail tournament time. Anything after that is your own time. Okay? So just reminding you to keep your life vest on anytime your big motor is on during those time frames. So that's one thing that I've seen going around social media, and I wanted to make sure that we were very clear on that. I am going to ask that you pay very close attention to the people that are parking you at Prattville. This is a difficult parking situation at best, and please don't block someone in. That is not good for you. It's not good for them. Please don't park in areas that you're not allowed to park in. If you're towed, that's on you. We will not ask for leniency from the officials to have you towed if you park in an area that is marked no parking. With that being said, John, we're going to pause just a moment and we'll come right back and get this logistics part started. So hold on just a second. All right, we are back with you. We now have the presentation ready. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, John, if you'll hold on just a second. All right, John, go ahead.
All right, once again, welcome to Alabama River. This is being pre-recorded. Going into the tournament, we do have some camera assignments. But if you do or would like a camera during this tournament, if you're on fish and you want to have a camera on your boat, this is the contact you would need to call or text. This is Kenny Kernow. He is with anglerschannel.com. His number is 704-770-8600. If you would text him the day before the tournament and let him know, hey, this is my boat number. I would like to have a camera. And if there is one available, you will get one. Again, they are first come, first serve. But if he has one available, you will be able to get a camera. Boat check for this event will start at 3 a.m. Again, as Kay mentioned earlier, this is a very tight parking situation. So we're going to open boat check early. If you will, please get there as early as possible. The ramp is steep. We're only using two of the third. We will use all three lanes of the ramp. But when we get to the logistics slide, you'll understand what I'm talking about when I say we're only going to be backing down two of those lanes. So it will take us a little extra time to get boats in the water. It'll take us a little extra time to get you parked because of the lack of parking here, or a lack of concrete parking. There are empty grass lots in the back of the park. We will be running golf carts and side-by-sides to get you back to the ramp. But please, if you can get there early for this event, please do. Boats checking in by water will come to the dock with a red flashing lights. I'll have a gentleman out there with key fobs and ribbon. He will be checking your live well if you decide to come by water. Safety first. Anytime the big motor is running, you must be wearing a Coast Guard rated PFD. That also goes for practice. I know Kay mentioned on the front side of this program that anytime you're during the tournament hours, once they start, once your boat leaves the trailer once your boat goes back on the trailer, you ought to have a PFD on. That also goes for the practice days on Thursday and Friday. If you're below a dam, you will always be required to wear your PFD as well. Please follow all posted water control signs and buoys. If you receive a ticket during one of these tournaments, that will result in the disqualification. So please be aware of any bridges. If you're going under any bridges that are deemed to be idle only, please follow those rules. Blastoff for this event will be 6 a.m. First flight will be due in at 2:30 p.m. And it will be a traded weigh-in due to the lack of dock space that is at this facility. When you arrive at boat check Saturday morning, the team member in the vehicle's driver's seat needs to have the text message with their team's boat number open on their phone. You will receive that text message at 7 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. The vehicle's driver will be given a key fob at boat check. That key fob has to remain, it has your team boat number on it. Do not lose your key fob. You must return the key fob at the weigh-in. We will take those up at the bump sink, and you will not be able to weigh your fish if you do not have your key fob. So please keep up with it. You will not turn that in at the check-in boat that afternoon. You will bring that key fob to the scales, and you will not be able to weigh without that key fob in your possession. Size limits for this event: largemouth 12 inches, spotted bass are also 12 inches. All right, this is just an outline or a photograph of the facility. Blastoff boat. We will be at the mouth of the canal. Like if you're in the water facing the ramp, the canal to the left, you'll go all the way out to the mouth of that canal. We will be out there in a pontoon boat with some flashing lights. Once again, after national anthem is played, we will start blasting off boats. Water check-in will be on the dock right next to the ramp. There will be red flashing lights, so if you decide to come by water, you will go to those red flashing lights, and we will get you checked in. Boat check for this event. When you come into the park and come into the T, if you'll look to the bottom left hand of the screen, if you come into the park where you have to take a left or a right, you will take a right. You'll circle around past to where the bathrooms are located. We will have a tent area set up right before the ramp. That's where boat check will be, and that's where you will get your key fobs. One thing about the blast off process, whenever we call your boat number, please idle by the pontoon before you put it on pad. And by idle, I do not mean, a lot of people think if you're not on the pad, it's idle speed. That's not the case. If you've got the boat in gear, and you've got your foot on the throttle enough to bring the front of the nose of the boat up, 9 times out of 10, you're kicking up a bigger wave than you are when you're on pad. So please idle by the blast off boat. We had an incident this past weekend where somebody came by kicking up a pretty good wave, and we almost lost some equipment. So please idle by us, then put it on the pad. If you're running a little late, idling up through the pack, just take your time. It's not worth scratching somebody else's boat up or, us losing equipment. So please take your time, come to the blast off boat at idle speed, and then once we call your boat number and you come by us, then you can put it on the pad. Off limits, it was shown in that last slide. It's just the mouth of the canal and on both sides. On the If you're facing the ramp to the right side, it'll be 100 yards off of the ramp. If you're facing the boat ramp on the left, you'll go all the way out to the mouth. The off limits will run all the way out to the mouth of the canal. Okay, I mentioned the boat ramp earlier. The way we have it set up, because of how steep the boat ramp is and how tight the light is coming out, the way it works here, once you go on through boat check, you'll follow around to the right, and we will have trucks and boats backing down the outside lane of the ramp. Once the boat is in the water, the guy driving the truck will pull to the center of the ramp and go out. While you're putting your boat in the water, we will have another guy staged in front of you backing down the ramp. He will wait till you pull to the center, then he will continue back and put his boat in the water. But like I say, due to the parking area and how tight this little area is, we do use this center portion of the ramp to pull boats out of. We will have plenty of guys directing traffic, so please listen to them, whether you're on the ramp or whether you're going to park, because it is very critical that we get you where you need to be to avoid people getting blocked in or anything like that. Again, this is just an overview of how you come into the park. You'll come all the way in, but you'll pass the little water treatment plant. Then once you get to the T there in the park, you'll take the right and go around the boat check in the ramp. Again, I am John Simpson, tournament director for these events. My number is 256-309-9852. If you have an emergency on the water, please call 911 before you contact us. Especially if you have any injuries or anything, get those first responders on the way. Then once you have those guys on the way, contact either Daniel or myself. Daniel's number is 256-284-9889. After weigh-in starts, Daniel and I will both be on stage. At that time, if you have an emergency, please contact Kay. Her number's here. It's 256-303-7905. If you're coming by water or using an alternate, I will need to receive those text messages or emails by 5 p.m. on Friday afternoon. Once you get your boat number on Thursday, you can text me after that time once you know your boat number. Um, and if you're coming by water, all I need is your boat number and then say coming by water. If you're using your alternate, I will need your boat number and then I will need to know who the alternate is and who that alternate is fishing in place of. Um, we make some changes in the computer system whenever somebody uses an alternate to make sure everything on the leaderboard looks correct, and at the end of the day, if you do get a check with your alternate, when we print those checks, the check will be printed to your alternate instead of the other partner, and those checks are printed on site. So that's why we make those changes in the system to make sure all that information is correct. Again, my number is 256-309-9852, or you can email me at jon@alabamabasstrail.org.
I do want to mention here, a number of you continue to respond to the text message with your boat number. We do not get those text messages. So please do not respond. I think John is very good about putting on the text to not respond. We don't get those. So if you are responding to that, even with a cute message, we are not getting it. So we get a notification once we log back in to send another message that you have responded, but we do not receive that. So please make sure that you physically type John's number in or you physically type his email in to let him know you're using an alternate or that you're coming by water. Do not rely on responding to that message to get that information to us.
One other rules thing that I would like to cover during this presentation. We've had a lot of concern and comments during the Thursday and Friday practice days. You are only allowed to fish with your partner that you're going to fish with during the tournament. Now, whether it be your regular partner or if you are fishing with your alternate, that alternate can be in the boat with you on those practice days. If you have somebody else in the boat with you, that falls under the, receiving information after that Wednesday deadline. So if you have any questions about that, that is the rule. Thursday and Friday are considered the official practice days. So on Thursday and Friday, you are only to have your partner in the boat with you.
And that goes to family members, whether it's your wife, whether it's your 10-year-old son, whether it's your uncle. Only your partner or your alternate partner can be in the boat with you. So please make sure that you listen to that rule. Couple of things I want to remind everybody of while we are on the question segment. If you are pre-assigned a camera or a tracker, please get to the ramp early. We have a very small staff and we are adding trackers and cameras. We are also getting on the water to do live coverage. So if you tarry and you don't get there till the very end, not only will we lose having a camera on the water, but you may be asked to come back and get that camera. So if you've been pre-assigned a camera, get to the ramp early enough for us to get it installed for you. I'm going to go ahead and unshare our screen. All right. A couple other things. We have 6 o'clock is our blast off time. In the event that safe daylight is earlier than that, we'll do our best to get you out earlier. But that is a good, safe time for us. We will get you out earlier if we can, but the first flight will be due in at 2:30 as always. John mentioned the do not get on plane. If we feel like that you maliciously went by the blast off boat on plane and we can identify your boat, you can expect some type of punishment, whether that be a wait, whether that be holding you at the next tournament, whatever John deems necessary. But we've asked you very nicely. We get you out of there as soon as possible. There is zero reason for you to go by the blast off boat on plane or causing a major wake. So bear in mind, if we can identify you and you blow by that boat, there will be a penalty of some kind assessed, whether it be a part of your weight that day, whether it be assessed at the next tournament. Understand that we are asking you nicely, but if you choose to ignore that, we will make some type of punishment for it. Also, checks, as John mentioned, are cut at the weigh-in on Saturday. If you are not there to pick up your check, I do mail them on Monday. If your post office is giving you a hard time, there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. Please don't call me on Thursday and say, I haven't got my check. Can you resend me one? I won't do that. I will at least wait 14 days before I send another check out. I just don't have time to do that. And honestly, if it's that important that you get it that quickly, please stick around on Saturday. I am a one person operation Monday through Friday. So please understand that. Um, let's see if I have anything else. Oh, one thing that we did not mention in this slide, but it is going to be on your email, is that you must be off the water by 6 p.m. on Friday, May the 10th. So please make sure that you're off the water, securely off the water, not just sitting at the dock, but securely off the water by 6 p.m. on Friday, May the 10th. John, can you think of anything else that we need to cover?
I think that pretty much covers everything.
All right, guys, we look forward to seeing you in Prattville for the fourth stop of the Alabama Bastrel South Division. By now, you already know the 2025 schedule. It was published on Friday at 10 o'clock. So hopefully you have taken a look at that. Remember that anyone fishing the Alabama Bastrel in 2023 gets priority registration, which opens August the 1st and runs through the 14th. We look forward to seeing you in Prattville. On the 11th. If not, we'll see you a little bit before that. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to John or myself. We'll be happy to help you as much as we can. You guys have a blessed evening, and we will see you in Prattville.